Hey everyone, so I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys really helpful tips that are going to help you guys grow your hair. I got this question a lot. Hopefully this video is helpful. So these tips are not in any particular order, so I'm just going to get right into this video. My first tip for you guys is to clarify your hair at least once a month. When I say clarify, I mean using like a clarifying shampoo or even like a clay. For example, Aztec healing clay, there's red clay, there's a few different ones out there. So what clay does, or what a clarifying shampoo does, it removes buildup that has been sitting on your scalp and your hair. When you have products sitting on your hair and you try to apply a new product to your hair, that new product is not going to get into your hair strands. So I myself sometimes forget to do this. And then I'm saying to myself, why are the products that I normally use not working? And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't clarified my hair in a few months. So that's when I say to myself, you know what? I need to clarify, whether it's with a shampoo or with a clay. Moisturizing shampoos are good, but they're not as good as a clarifying shampoo. Moisturizing shampoos will clean the hair a bit, but it would also put back in products. What you'll notice with a moisturizing shampoo, that your hair doesn't feel dry or stripped. Now with a clarifying shampoo, you will feel that your hair feels very, very dry. When you clarify, you want to make sure that you follow up with a deep conditioner, something super moisturizing, because you want to get that moisture back in. So that brings me to my next tip. Deep condition your hair. For me personally, I like to deep condition with every wash. So every time I get into the shower to wash my hair, I like to deep condition versus using just a plain old regular conditioner. That's just me. I feel like deep condition does a better job at moisturizing my hair versus a regular conditioner. For me, a regular conditioner is very light, doesn't penetrate or moisturize my hair as much. So moving on to the next tip, moisturize and seal. So some of you guys probably don't even know what the word seal means, and I feel like this is where a lot of people mess up. I know a lot of people moisturize their hair, but then they forget to seal it. You want to make sure that when you do moisturize your hair, you apply an oil on top. So the oil is the sealant. The oil keeps the moisture in. You put your moisturizer on your hair strands. Once that's on, then you go ahead and follow up with an oil and you put that on the hair strands and you really work it in. Then you go ahead and maybe you braid your hair or twist it, whatever, and you're good to go. Hair that has been moisturized but has not been sealed as well will become dry within maybe a few minutes, depending on what porosity you have. Maybe a few days, it will be super, super dry. For those of you who are just moisturizing and just going and not putting any oil on top, try adding an oil. For me personally, I like light oils, so olive oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil, those are oils that I like. There's so many out there, so you really have to kind of try different ones out and see which ones work for you. But the most popular one I want to say that most people like to use in their hair is olive oil. So if anything, start with olive oil, and you can get that at your local grocery store, even Walmart. So I know a lot of people are not a huge fan on cutting or trimming their hair. There's some people who don't trim at all and have super long hair, but the other group of us need to trim our hair. For example, I definitely need to get a trim every now and then. I'm actually due for one. I sometimes do it myself, or sometimes I go and get it done professionally. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. If you are going to trim or cut your hair on your own, I highly suggest getting a actual hair scissors or shear. I've seen big chops, even up to this day, of people using arts and crafts scissors in their hair. Those big clunky scissors in their hair, and I'm just like, whoa. Those scissors are meant for cutting paper, cardboard, sticks, not for cutting something delicate like our hair. Those scissors actually could create splits in the ends of your hair. So you cut it and you just created more split ends for yourself. So you're actually doing more harm than good. I feel like a fresh haircut really helps your hair thrive if done properly and with the right tools. I don't know about anyone else, but I notice as soon as I get a fresh haircut after it's been a few months of single strand knots, a lot of manipulation in my hair, after my hair gets a fresh haircut, it's like a whole new head of hair that I have, and I really start to see the changes in my hair. So my next tip is try to stay away from using heat. If you're going to deep condition your hair, using heat when you're deep conditioning is completely fine, but I mean direct heat, like a flat iron on your hair, even sometimes a blow dryer, overusing the blow dryer can be too much heat. So for me personally, I don't flat iron often. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know I don't flat iron very often. It's actually almost 2 years since I last flat ironed my hair. A lot of us naturals still love to wear our hair straight, which is fine. Try not to overdo it. I would say cut it down to maybe once or twice a year. Yeah, too much heat on our hair will weaken our curls. It also breaks down the protein in our hair. You notice that the curl does not go back to the way it was. So my next tip is to protect your hair at night, meaning using a silk or satin bonnet or scarf, or maybe even a pillowcase. I never go to bed without one of those. I feel like a lot of damage happens at nighttime. We spend a lot of time sleeping and rolling around with our hair. If you were to go to sleep on pillowcase that is made out of cotton, that is actually doing a lot of damage to your hair. Your hair rubbing against that pillow every single night for whatever, 8 hours, 6 hours, however long you sleep, is causing a lot of damage, causes a lot of friction, and friction eventually leads to breakage. It dries out the hair. It actually sucks moisture from your hair, and when your hair is dry and it's rubbing against something, it's going to break off. So the sides of your hair is going to break off, the back of your hair is going to break off, your ends are going to get dry. So definitely make sure that you get yourself a silk or satin scarf or bonnet. You can definitely find them at your local beauty supply store. Alright, so next on my list is not really a tip, but something that I want to mention. I want to mention that shrinkage is a good thing. A lot of people hate their shrinkage. They absolutely hate it. And I understand why. I definitely understand why. Because your hair could be actually waist length, but once it shrinks, it's just to your shoulders. And it kind of sucks when you're trying to do a really nice style and then your hair just shrinks up to your shoulders and you want to show off your length. I know, I get it, because that's pretty much what I deal with. When I wash my hair, it just goes up to about my ears, but really it's down my back. When you have shrinkage, that means your hair is healthy. Could you imagine if our hair did not shrink? So if my hair didn't shrink, it would pretty much be straight. So my last tip is to not have your hands in your hair too much. So too much manipulation. I definitely do have hand in hair syndrome, where I am constantly tugging on my nape. I don't know what it is about my nape, but I'm always twirling and pulling on my nape hairs for whatever reason. I don't know, I just cannot stop doing it. I don't know about anyone else, if anyone else has hand in hair syndrome. I don't even know if it's a real thing. Too much manipulation will cause breakage, will cause split ends. Wearing your hair in 2-strand twists, just wearing a hairstyle that doesn't involve you having to play around in your hair very often. For example, for me, I love doing a twist out because it lasts me a good maybe 4 or 5 days before I have to do anything to it. So yeah, styles like that where you don't have to be in your hair constantly, like every single day. For me, I would just throw on my bonnet and then the next day shake out my hair, maybe fluff it a little bit, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. So my last tip is to, when it comes to detangling your hair, I suggest making sure that your hair is either wet or has some sort of product in it. For example, my hair is about 2 weeks old, so I personally would not go ahead and detangle my hair dry. That would cause a whole lot of breakage because my hair right now is very dry. Personally, what I would do is separate my hair in about 4 to 6 sections, hop in the shower and detangle in the shower when my hair is wet and has conditioner in it. So that is pretty much all of my tips. Hopefully this video was helpful. If there's any tips that you guys feel that I am probably left out, definitely comment down below and share them with everyone that sees this video. So as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you guys are, and leave me a comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.